I'm Lori Graham, Assistant Director of Women's Studies here at Purdue, and I'm head of the undergraduate program.
I'm Michaela Knoll. I am a doctoral student in sociology and in women's studies, and I also teach in women's studies.
To me, it means change.
The definition of radical feminism is to get at the root of the problem, right?
Radical feminism wants to change the basic construction of power.
Radical feminists don't want a piece of the pie, they want a different pie. How that comes across in practice is sometimes very different.
Changing the social structure and also changing the individual. Radical feminism tries to connect the individual to the social structure in that the individual has to undergo some kind of transformation or consciousness raising, and at that point the individual can become an agent of change. I'm definitely from the second wave, and so in the 70s, Angela Davis had a huge impact on me.
She is a communist. She was in prison for a while, and there was a whole campaign to sort of get her out of jail. And she continues, like last year, she spoke at the National Women's Studies conference, and she is anti-prison, so she wants. She doesn't want the system, the prison system, sorry, to exist in the way that it does, because she feels that it's exploitative.
I also like Bell Hooks a lot, and when she talks about teaching to transgress, and her whole idea of pedagogy is really important to me. And they are both, they're academics, but they're more radical activists first.
Another person who is maybe not my favorite person, but who has influenced radical feminism is Andrea Dworkin, who is an activist who is anti-pornography, anti-prostitution, basically she's sort of what some people refer to as like an anti-sex feminist, and then there's sort of a backlash with pro-sex feminism to the sort of work that she does.
I don't think that we've radically changed anything, you know. But one of the important accomplishments that I think that feminists have made is Title IX, and I think that that's had a huge effect on young girls.
One of the ways that I think they've been successful is that over the years there's a lot of things that would have been considered radical and crazy in sort of the cultural sense back then, but are normal now.
One of the greatest successes that we've had is just kind of getting over our Western bias, and I think that radical feminism has had a lot to do with that.
In terms of intersectional politics, talking about racism within feminism and talking about classism, and those things are more basic now to feminism than they used to be.
Well, I think that radical feminism creates a space, or created a space, where gender and, because I mean, I think that the third wave has had the most effect in the whole idea of gender and social construction of gender. I think that's one of their the main things that they've brought so far. And I think that what radical feminists of the second wave did was create a space for that to happen.